Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only Ondo. Now, it's been some time. It has been some time. And listen, if you guys want consistent Ondo content, then make sure to subscribe, as I do want to cover a lot of real world assets, DeFi, and etc. on my channel, like ZBEC, Ondo, XRP, XLM, HBAR, and Quant, and all of those cryptos, right? You know what I'm saying? They're all kind of in the same ballpark. So make sure to join and become a sniper. Become a sniper. Listen, today will be more of a technical analysis video, but we could do videos that are also kind of news heavy related, or, a mix of both. We can see that we're ranked 46 out of 9,275 active cryptos. We're currently at 63 cents. In the last month, we are down a little bit less than 25%. In the last week, we are actually up 3.60%. And in the last day, we're down almost 2.5%. Pretty much 2 billion market cap, 71 million volume in the last 24 hours. We can see we're listed on Binance and Coinbase. And I know for damn sure for some time we were not listed on these two, because I remember I was so surprised Ondo was not listed, but this must have happened in recent times. Actually, if I go like this over the last year, when did this happen? August 2000. What is this? Aha, ETF listed on Robinhood Spot. Nice. What's this? Binance. Hell yeah. Okay, so yeah, but the Binance was not the one. And yeah, I haven't covered Ondo in some time. I actually could have been like a year, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit less. I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but it is what it is. We can actually see we're 171,000 holders, and we have been consistently rising over the last few days. After our little dump from the first to the second, right, we did lose like roughly 1,000 holders, more or less, and then we have been climbing up ever since then. And that's pretty good considering how the market conditions have been generally over the last couple of weeks. When we go and look at something like our beloved Ondo, we can see that first off, right, we have a key range and a key zone, right? This key range is over here at $1.20, right? $1.17. Boom. We can see, right? Very, very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. We have tapped here multiple times. We have failed to break out. We do have a little bit of a smaller support that now has turned into resistance, right? We can see we were bouncing off consistently off the 86 cent. But every time we tried to go above, let's say $1.10, we kind of failed to, right? We kind of failed to, and that's for some time. That's actually for a couple of months. Pretty much, let's say from the start of July until the mid-September. So July, August, yeah, 2.5 months, more or less ranging between 86 cents and $1.10. Then we can see we were struggling for a couple of days, and of course we had the massive breakthrough to the downside, and that's because the whole entire market tanked, right? Most cryptos did kind of dip 75 to 85% in that day. Some were a little bit less, like 30 to 50%, but overall the market kind of got nuked, and we can see Ondo, generally speaking, got nuked roughly 70%. So it was on the bigger side of the nuking, but it is what it is. It still doesn't take away how great this crypto objectively is. And we can see that when we go to the shorter term price action, once again, we did create some type of support like this, which is now currently resistance because we are kind of below it. And we can see, boom, right? Tap in here, tap, tap, and tap. And then eventually we broke through, right? And now we're retesting. We failed to go higher. And what's most likely going to happen is that we do continue to go lower. Now, I will say that we do have this key order block here. So there could always be short-term price action where we kind of go back up just to go back down, something like this, right? We also see that every time we try to go up, yes, we did have this high over here. Technically on the shorter end, we did create a higher high, but generally it was very, very short-lived, because we can see after that, we did create a lower low. So, very, very short-lived for the structure. But when we go and remove everything, we just add up this zone, because this is the relevant one. We can see generally we are once again kind of bearish, right? We are below a massive, massive zone, like I did point out. And until we flip that zone, the next zone we're kind of looking at is coming back down to these bottoms over here, right? These bottoms of 58 to 60 cents. We can see currently market structure has broken to the downside on the shorter term. we can see that we were consistently kind of going up, right? We have this high here, high, high, high. We have this low, this low, this low, and this low. So we were kind of going up consistently, right? If we do something like this, ching, chin, ch, 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 right? We were going up consistently, but then we can kind of see that in recent times we did break through, right? We did break through, boom, right? We kind of broke out of this trend. We closed down here. We closed down here. We broke past this low and this low. So we did create a nice lower low. And we can see momentum has been kind of shifting towards a downside. We have a high, lower high, lower high. We have a low, lower low, and lower low. Now we do have a little bit of movement to the upside, very, very minimal. That's because we did kind of close as an equal bottom. But overall, I expect if we are going to get a pull up to the upside, we probably would come back down to the 58 zone first, right? To kind of attempt to go up one more time. At least that's what I think in my personal opinion. When we go and look at something, let's just say from the yearly, right? The yearly looks to me to be a whole retest year. We did have 2024 as a big pump. 2025 is the retest year, and I expect 2026 to be a very, very nice big pump. At the bare minimum, and I mean the literal bare minimum that I expect 2026 for the pumps is to go back upwards to $1.64 and $2.16. And that is the absolute bare minimum. But before we look at that, let's look at the 3-month. This structure overall is very, very disgusting, right? There's not too much data to go off of. And, it just be like that sometimes, right? Ondo is a fairly new project, and it is what it is, right? We did tap into this monthly order block over here. And when we go down to something like the weekly, we can kind of see that we do have this trend, which makes me believe that we will actually smash below the zone one more time. These trend lines never last. I mean, they literally never last. So I overall actually do expect for us to sweep 56 cents. And I would not be surprised if we come back down to roughly 40 cents one final time to do something like this, go sideways, right? And then 2026 to be the main year of the pump. Because look, the yearly candle, right, is just very, very bearish. I don't expect this candle to really flip that much. In fact, I don't really expect it to flip at all. If anything, there should be more downside momentum until the end of 2025, and then 2026 should be the years of recoveries and very, very nice big pumps to the upside. But yeah, that is going to ultimately be it, ladies and gentlemen. I do think Ondo could hit a market cap of at least 20 to 40 billion. Now, I know it's a big range, but I do generally expect it to hit 30 billion market cap, which would be a 15x from here. And, I think it's one of those safe cryptos, right? If you're buying somewhere now at the bottom to the downside, I do believe, a 15x is more than realistic. And at the end of the day, you always have to make your own, decisions. You always have to do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. But yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.